Mobile One.
We're working on a Toyota Sequoia. We've got all kinds of noise coming from the back because the shock guard broke off and was rattling on the bottom of the shock. And then I had two bad sway bar link ends. So this one's snapped off, so I cut the bottom off, and that way I could bend it out far enough to use the impact and get rid of that. When you go to replace them, you either have to cut them off or you have to cut them off, basically. They just get rusted on there. This is how sway bar end links are designed to be tightened and loosened when you're installing or taking them off. Holding this with an Allen wrench was worthless. It just, man, the forces on that to get that to loosen, stripped that and then some. It was complete worthless cause. This didn't hold it worth a darn. This didn't hold it worth a darn. So this one you're supposed to be able to hold with a 14mm wrench, and vice grips worked on it on this end, but it just wasn't enough to grab onto for the load of the nylock nuts that were on it. So we're going to cut it off. Let me show you a good trick to doing that. I just cut off the excess that's sticking out and then just cut it long ways, and by doing that I was able to protect the rest of it pretty well. Lots of access with an impact gun, not a lot of access on the back side, so you just wind up cutting them off. It's the fastest, best way. Let me show you the way that I'm doing it. It's a little better than the last guy did, I think. I'm happy with it. Let's see if I can make it work on camera. As I said previously, this has been cut off here. This is the old path, and you can see my fresh marks here. You see it's rusty in there where somebody got way up into that trying to get all the way through the bolt. It's easier to get through the nut because you got more exposure across this open face. So what you do is just cut off the remainder, and that makes it easier to cut into this way. Let me show you what I mean. So the first cut goes like this, and then the second cut went like this. Should be in deep enough to where I can take a chisel and get the rest like this and get it seated good. You leave just a teeny bit of metal and you're out, just like that. I think that's a pretty good method. Okay, this hole is no longer round, which is a concern, so I want to make sure that I can get this really tight so that it's not rattling in the hole, because that's going to make noise and cause premature failure. This gets beat pretty hard off-road. So here's the rest of this mess. I just hold on to the bottom with the vice grips after cutting the bottom off. This gets in the way. It's into the lower control arm, it's into the CV axle, it's just a pain. Get it out of the way and you can tip it way out to the side, and then you can get your impact over the top of this guy. From there, this 14mm and this vice grip, it just goes. This is awesome, better than anything else I've tried. These are awesome because they don't kick back like crazy. They've got the smart control kind of stuff on them, just like this does, so that if you, I mean, it's got Bluetooth. If it gets stolen, it'll come back to you. It doesn't, you gotta go get it. But basically you can adjust it, and then like on 4, when you bust a lug nut loose, it doesn't just keep going nuts on it. It slows down so you don't chew up the threads or cook them from going too fast. Anyway, these are, dude, what is it? Not Milwaukee, it's, crap, I can't remember the name, Hitachi. But holy crap, is that thing kicked back at inopportune times. I'm trying to say it's cheaper medical bills with this one. I'm gonna put the new one in. This is why you buy the $50 ones instead of the $15 each. When you put this in, it doesn't strip out. Again, with the Milwaukee fuel, I'm telling you, once you're using them, you will be converted. I don't think they're expensive considering the long run, but in the short run they would be. Kiss it. Ah! Perfect. And do it until that bottom bushing kisses it, like this. Don't have to worry about that no more.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe.
Here's a look at what happened this week here in Cedar Valley, Utah.
He was so tired before. And now look at him go.